Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Harmon Warhol bringing you another episode of the Harmon Warhol Show, and I have a special guest, a great guest, the man who's actually responsible for me to be recording here at 823. He's a rapper and also just one hell of a promoter for himself, Ray G.I.G.S.
Thank you, brother.
Peace, guy. Thank you. Yeah, so for this podcast too, we only got the one camera shot. Hopefully soon you can either send me some of your material, and maybe I'll catch you at a show too. But this is coming out a little later. But anyway, besides that, reason I bring that up is because you hit me up to do a podcast. I didn't really know you at all, so it's pretty interesting and stuff. We ended up deciding doing it here. Some things happened with your son. Your son's okay and everything is good.
Yeah, a little knucklehead.
He's still here right now too. You may be able to see him pop up or something. What's your son's name?
Samir.
Samir. What's up, Samir? What's good?
He just woke up, feel me? So.
All right, for sure. He got the crackers, so he's good. But so you didn't come through, but now we got you in here, so I'm happy that I got you in here. And I'm glad that you also tapped in and reached out to me because it made me pay more attention to your music and what you've been doing. And I really like your project, man. What is it called again?
Illustration,
yeah, because I would have remembered it more because that one day I was just all in, bro, on your music and everything. And I had a lot of other questions for you. I can't remember, but as far as you're very positive and a motivator in your music, I would say, because I saw that video you have with Lake Merritt with your son, and then you have the new one that just actually released today,
just
with
today.
Steve Spiffler.
All or Nothing featuring Steve Spiffler. That video just dropped today. Well, at the time that we were shooting this, you know what I mean? So I mean, I'm just working, feel me? Just, doing the best I can by trial and error, you know what I mean? So, it was actually me. It was actually you're the reason why I hit you up. I mean, obviously, I mean, but basically what I want to say is it's like, doing music nowadays is not enough. So pretty much, an artist that's coming up now, we have to do everything that we possibly can to, set ourselves apart from everyone else that's doing it. I just seen Stewie Films. He just put up a story on Instagram saying he's no longer shooting videos just for point and shoot, and that's the majority of his videos. So as an artist, we have to be more open-minded and creative in all aspects of our craft, and and that also includes the promoting and marketing. You know what I mean? The music,
which you do really well at. I mean, I even see you trying to do it in different styles by putting out your old stuff just to kind of reinvigorate those old things to kind of actually makes the new stuff that you just dropped seem even better because you can see the progression of your work.
Yeah, that was a personal challenge that I did to myself because I figured now at this point I have new listeners. Well, every day an artist should get new listeners, whether it's 1 to 5. You know what I mean? If you don't, then don't stress yourself out. But I figured it would be dope for me to go back and show people where I came from and where all this started from, so that they can see where I'm at now. You know what I mean? I honestly think I sound the same, but I think I just got a little bit more polished. But I still have so far to go because, if I were to go 5 blocks from here and I were to yell my name out, I bet you one person wouldn't be like, "Hey, who's that?"
Yeah.
But hey, man, that's a life. That's a life. Feel me? It's like we gotta do what we gotta do. Feel me?
But it does seem like you do get a lot of support from your peers. I mean, I see that a lot of people because they know that you've been doing this for a minute. You know what I mean? So for you to get that respect from other people, it shows that you're doing the right thing. You know what I mean? And your time will come.
Yeah,
as long as you just don't give up.
It's all about patience, you know what I mean? It's all about like supporting your others too. Feel me? Like my peers like Waddy Lee, Price, Don Quez,
Steve
Spiffler. Yeah, Steve Spiffler.
I've been knowing Steve for 10 years, bro. Just when he was just MC, bro.
I met him from that song. Well, yeah, I want to say that song was the reason because I already knew of him when I first heard the beat. I was actually working on my mixtape prior to Illustration called Illasole, and what happened was I was like, I want to work with someone I've never worked with before, and my homegirl Danae said that her homie Steve Spiffler was dope for me, and the name had circulated, and I was just thinking in my head, it was like, I think he'd be a good match for this. So that song that we just dropped today was, well, the song had already been out. The video that we just dropped today to that song was actually like a year and a half in the making. And so to see it finally manifest into what I envisioned it today is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's great. It's always great to see that happen. I mean, and it can just, I'm sure just even the same thing with your project. Like, so when you asked me, I went and indulged myself into your project, and I really enjoyed it, man. You're not, same thing that you, just to reiterate what you were saying earlier, like the way you create your art, the things that you write and everything. Like, I was just like, that's dope. You know what I mean? I just love the positivity and being real. Like, I believe you when you're rapping and everything and stuff. Because sometimes people are like, oh, you rap dope, but it's a bunch of stuff that doesn't resonate. Yeah, it doesn't resonate. Yeah. So I like your content for sure.
Yeah, it's all about, I keep saying it's all about. But basically, I just want to add a different dynamic than what the majority of what's coming out today, because I feel like Stockton now than when I first moved out. I'm originally from the Bay Area, from Richmond, and I moved out here in high school back in '06. So around that time, there was not as much camaraderie as there is today, because back then it was more of a who's got the biggest pipe contest, if you know what I mean.
You can cuss. No, I mean, I know you're saying, man. You can cuss. Yeah.
So, well, yeah, feel me? So, like, it was just a big ass pissing contest. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, not to say that there wasn't good music coming out, but now because people are more open minded and working together, that we're pumping out a lot better stuff.
Yeah, I would definitely say that would change the arts, change the culture. If you got a lot of people trying to be positive, just like how you do your art, you're gonna make that energy is gonna be displayed somewhere. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have more positive events. Just same here at like 823, when you see people, there ain't no, it doesn't even seem like there's gonna be a chance of a fight or an altercation, because everyone's not trying to mess it up, you know, and so we can keep doing these things, you know.
Every time that I came down here, it was just all positive.
It's all love, bro. It's all love, and I think that's like the one thing that like Stockton needs to be known for now, is that we're really conscious of trying to, you know, change that mindset and also change that perspective from the rest of the world, you know. And I think that we're doing that well with art and people like you know. And hopefully I'm also doing that with this podcast, you know.
No, you are, feel me? Because it's like, think about it, you know what I mean? Like, there was a day I didn't even know that you was even doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And
I exist now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not to say, I mean, of course the world is turning outside of what we doing.
I'm
always.
A real boy.
Feel me? But what I'm saying is, like, at one point, you know, nobody, everybody that is networked with who they're working with now, you know what I mean? They weren't always connected. You know what I mean? There was one point that Kendrick was just a regular person, and he did not know who J-Rock or Top was.
Yeah, he was just doing his thing, and then people, those right people that see you come connect. You know, the same thing with like one of my favorite fighters, Israel Adesanya. He's actually Nigerian, goes and lives in not Australia, but the other one next to it or whatever. But he found his coach, you know, just by working hard and not giving up. And the same thing, like with this podcast, I got to support, you know what I mean? Like with 823, I got support from you for coming over out here, you know, by just starting. You know, my first podcast was by myself, and then the next one was with my mom, you know, which I also did well. But
you don't even need
still put up numbers, just saying. No,
for
me and my mom put up numbers, son.
That's it. Hey, that's what it's about. For me, it's like, hey, your strongest, your chain is only as strong as the weakest link.
Yeah, for sure. I believe that.
You know what I mean, you want to ride. You know, you want to ride as hard as you possibly can. Feel me? When you got the right people in your corner.
All right.
Right. So, I got the little one. Feel me? So he's my motivation. He got me off of probation,
bro. For sure. So you've been doing music for a while?
Yes, I want to say ever since 10th grade.
10th grade. This kind of starts young, yeah. And then when did you get like serious more about it?
I got serious about it when J. Cole had dropped.
Okay, so
You know what I mean?
like
So that was
after high
2010.
school. Okay,
2000.
Cold
Yeah.
World.
What got me into what made me believe that I could do this serious was at first was my first time really paying it. I went over to my homie Side Morrison house and he had a double XL cover. It was actually a 2010 freshman. Had J. Cole, Nipsey, Freddie Gibbs, OJ Juice Man, all of them.
Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't know who J. Cole was.
Yeah.
I only know Wiz Khalifa was on there. I was only familiar with Wiz Khalifa pretty much and slightly J-Rock.
Yeah.
And Nipsey. But the thing was, when I finally took a listen to it, that resonated.
Yeah.
Like that, like
with you.
he clearly stuck. It stuck with me because it was like that was kind of like around the time where music was starting to transition from like the older era into the newer era, because it was like prior to that it was all about Drake, Wayne, French Montana,
and Kanye West.
Yeah, feel me?
I love Kanye.
But it was like more. But we got so much of them that it was like me personally. I was like, damn, I love hip hop. I'm always love it, but I feel like it's a little bit stagnant right now.
I don't know, bro. I feel like it's definitely you just gotta find your niche or your demographic or your artist, because I don't find a lot, but when I do find it, I'm like, yo, this is the best music I've ever heard in my life, and it's the new shit that comes out this year from an artist that is new or someone, you know what I mean? That's how I feel.
Well, yeah, I feel like that too, but at the time though, that's how I was feeling, because I was pretty
time.
Yeah, at that time, because I was slapping nothing but the biggest dudes. You know what I mean? Young Money, and then whoever else was rocking too. Feel me? Like Rockefeller. I guess you could kind of argue Bad Boy, Rockefeller.
So would you say that J. Cole kind of showed you that, like, oh, okay, I can, like, can be done by making a different type of content and music and everything.
Yes,
like that.
Exactly.
That's soulful, real, that also resonates with also a broad audience.
We were getting that from Drake, but
like with J. Cole, there's a certain different type of feel to it, bro. I mean, let's be real about it. You know what I mean?
I could only it was like I was resonating with Drake, but only so far. Like I didn't
only so far gone.
Like yeah,
bang bang.
Like yeah, I couldn't get so far resonate. I didn't have that same experience with the females. Basically, what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like if I started fucking with a female when we cut off, feel me, then that was it. I was like, all right, fuck it, to the next one, feel me. I didn't want to that was like back in the day. I wasn't gonna make I'm not gonna make a song now about a female unless there was a certain type of circumstance or sure we're married. You know what I mean? And right now, I'm married to the game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. So to cap this off, to finish it, man. What about with you and the game and just the rap? Like, what do we expect from you in the future? Like, what should we be looking out for? Like a project, or maybe just like what are you, or just about your life, or what's coming up next?
Definitely plenty of things. Feel me? First, I want to start off saying I'm working on my next album. I'm almost finished with it. It's gonna be called Peace of Mind.
Peace of Mind.
And right now I'm going through some works on the cover art. More skits. You're gonna see more skits. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're gonna see them by themselves, and they won't even be attached to the videos. Also, more shows. So right now I got some hard copies getting pressed up. You know what I mean? This is a digital era, but like I do believe that CDs are necessary as well, because when you want
to touch the people, bro, you want to go out and get those handouts, get that interaction.
Yeah. Feel me? So more shows after this. I want to say after this project is done, because I'll have a better, I'll be able to make a better show. I could perform now, feel me?
But just getting it all honed and crafted, so it's not going out in a sloppy product. Everything's hand in hand.
So most definitely.
So so look out for what? Peace of Mind coming out next
look
year,
out for Peace.
We'll be in 2020 when this releases.
Most definitely. You're looking into the future.
So thanks again, Ray G.I.G.S, for coming out, bro. I appreciate you. Because of you, I exist. All right, cool. We got. Oh
shit. I don't know how to counter that, feel me? Because it was like, oh shit, I guess it.
That's
I guess
how I
what
write my bars, bro.